Hey everybody, this is graphic designer Roberto Blake, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the role that graphic designers play in the television and film industry. So what a lot of you may not realize is how big a role graphic designers actually play in entertainment in industries like film, television, and music. Some of you may be familiar with the concept of motion graphics, where you do animated logos, title intros, things like that, and also lower thirds graphics like the one at the beginning of my videos, so on and so forth, but it goes beyond that. In addition to the typography-based graphics like the logo designs for your favorite television shows and the graphics that go into it in terms of the titles that appear on screen at the end credits, different things like that, lower thirds motion graphics, there's a lot more to the industry as far as graphic designers are concerned than just those motion graphics things that are going on or the initial design of the logos themselves. Graphic designers are a part of these huge art departments, usually under the direction of a creative director or an art director who has an overall vision of what the look and feel of a television show needs to be, but also the way that's going to be marketed and advertised. For example, when you see shows like Arrow and Flash, part of the way you're introduced to those shows is through the marketing done online. So you're seeing online banner advertisements that have been designed by graphic designers in conjunction with the work of the photographers who took the shots, etc., but also the art directors responsible for those campaigns and the overall vision of how those things connect thematically, so that when you click on a banner, it goes to a website or a landing page for a website for that particular television show, and how that look and feel doesn't disrupt the overall branding of the network's website. So when you go to the CW, you might notice that Arrow, The Flash, and all their other shows have their own interesting little icons and fave icons and symbols that make them distinct. They have their own color scheme. They have their own visual branding. And that's all done by a graphic design team. That's done by the art director. That's done by the directors of photography, all coordinating together to decide what the overall look and visual style of this show is and how to make it distinct. All the design and branding stuff for Arrow is not the same as The Flash or The Vampire Diaries or Reign or anything else on the CW. They all have to have their own unique look. That means that the way they're handling the treatment of the Photoshop effects is different, the colors are different, everything is just synonymous with that one show. Then you have the print side of things. So a lot of these shows, they'll do sometimes mailers, they'll do billboards. All these things have to be done by someone who understands not only the visual aspects of design and storytelling, but someone who understands the digital print production process and how to handle those things and get them up on billboards. I have some experience with this from when I worked in doing advertising for television broadcast and for my client, the small film company that I work with sometimes for doing their out-of-home campaign stuff. So you have to keep that kind of stuff in mind. And if you want to go into television and film, it's going to be very beneficial for you to understand the digital print production process, in addition to understanding how to do Photoshop key artwork and things like that. It's going to be beneficial for you to know how to do banner ads. It's going to be beneficial for you to know how to do logo design. So if you're either a well-rounded designer or a quote-unquote jack-of-all-trades graphic designer, then you might actually do very well in television and film because you'll be able to contribute to all those things. Or maybe if you have enough of a scope of artistic vision, you might be able to work your way up to being a creative director or art director and run a department of all these different specialists that do the motion graphics, do the print stuff, do the web stuff, and how to marry it all together and make it consistent and make sure that the teams are staying on track. So, this is just a kind of almost, I guess, a brief intro into how graphic design plays into the television and film industry. I hope you guys understand a little better as a result of this video and my explanation. If you guys have specific questions about graphic design in the television, film, and music industry, go ahead and leave that stuff in the comment section below, and I'll try and answer your questions as best as I can. If there's a specific video you'd like me to do on a different area of it, then make sure you're letting me know that too. If you're a graphic designer and you've worked in television, film, or music, I definitely like your feedback and your input on this topic as well. So make sure you're leaving that in the comment section below, or we can even have a discussion about it on Twitter. Just go ahead and make sure you guys are using hashtag #CreateAwesome, and then throw out your questions, comments, or your own information and background on this stuff, and we'll get the conversation going. Also, I want to throw a challenge out there. I want you guys to create your own fan artwork poster for your favorite television show, movie, or musical artist, and I want you to tweet it to me at Roberto Blake. and go ahead and use hashtag #CreateAwesome and hashtag poster challenge. And I want to see the tremendous artwork that you guys can create for either a television show that you love, a movie that you love, or a musician that you love. I really want to see that, because what you may not realize is that by creating that kind of fan artwork and putting it in your portfolio and sharing it on social media, that's how you sometimes get the attention of creative directors, art directors, hiring managers, other designers, or people in those film and television things, and that's how you get opportunities sometimes. So don't be afraid to put that stuff out there, even if it's not official work. You might grab the right person's attention and they decide to bring you on board or utilize that artwork and, of course, compensate you and give you credit for it. There are a ton of people who got their careers launched in exactly that way. Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, create something awesome today.